All right. So this is Marty Bahama and the 30-second Buzz Formula podcast. And we are talking with Gloria Connelly. And Gloria, you are located where?
I'm located in Huntington Beach, California.
Cali. Going back to Cali. All right. So you're in Huntington Beach and you are a real estate agent. Is that correct?
No, I'm a loan officer.
Aha, loan originator. Now, didn't you say you had your license too, though, or no?
Yes, I do. I do have my broker's
Okay.
license.
Yeah, that's where I got. I remember our conversation. You had said something about that, and you're right. But so you're a loan originator by heart. That's what you mainly do. And how long have you been a loan originator?
Oh, probably a few years, really doing it about 5 years. I've had my license longer, but more as an admin than anything else.
Now, before you come across Marty Human and the Buzz, what did you do as far as getting clients goes?
Most of my loans have been referrals.
Referrals. All right. And now coming across the Buzz, do you see the benefit, or have you seen the benefit already of the Facebook groups and the Buzz formula and posting?
I see the benefit of it. I get a lot of responses. The sad part is a lot of people don't have the down payment or a 620 FICO score. When you ask the 620 FICO score, they have the jobs, but not the FICO score. And then when you get the FICO score, and you tell them, okay, how about a down payment? Then I kind of lose them after that. And depending upon, in California, there's not too many places around me that have the USDA. So that's difficult. There are a couple of places, but even in those places where people want to buy, it is expensive.
Right. Right.
I was trying to help someone the other day, and it was sad. To me, they made pretty good income, almost six figures, right? Mm-hmm. Young couple, and USDA, but the cheapest home was $500,000. So how do you afford that?
Right.
And raise a family?
Right. Right. I couldn't imagine that part for sure. But I will say this though. I do kind of understand what you're saying, but you're a loan originator, and I have got people in California, Brendan Moe, who else is out there? I think Corey Perez covers. No, Karina Nicole covers California. Vanessa Gomez. These people are closing a lot of loans. They're closing a lot of loans using that same groups that you have capability to use. But here's what. Let's start with this right here. First of all, how many groups do you think you're in so far?
I think over 300.
All right. Well, there's probably about
not just California.
Right. And there's probably about 3 million groups in California, maybe 300 million groups in California. There's like so many groups in California. It's crazy, sickening. Crazy. Now, I have seen every credit score from known under the sun come out of these Facebook groups, all the way from the 800s down to the 500s or 400s. I don't think I've seen one at the 370s, the 350 mark yet, but I think low 400s is probably the lowest I've seen.
Okay, I haven't seen that yet.
But with that being said, before the Buzz, if you wanted to make money as a loan originator, you either had to work off the referrals, which I'm sure you probably wasn't closing 10 loans a month using off referrals. Were you closing 10 loans a month using off referrals?
No.
Nobody usually can close that many loans. I've done this for a long time. And I know that, like, I used to be a lead caller. Even though I was a real estate agent in the mid 90s, I was still a lead caller. We called Lending Tree leads, Lower My Bill leads, Lead Point leads, Loan Bright leads. And you had to be able to sell. So there's one part that you got to remember about this. Everybody's driving the same Tesla Roadster. These Facebook groups combined with the Buzz formula goes about as fast as that Tesla Roadster does. It's coming out in a couple of years, 0 to 60 in less than 2 seconds, because you can get on Facebook and literally go out there and drop posts out there. And the most important thing to remember always is it doesn't matter what their credit score is, if they've got the repayment ability, if they've had 3 trade lines that they've paid on, and one of those is a revolving debt. Now it's your job as a loan originator to tell them what they need to do. Either get collections deleted, pay down revolving debt, something like that. But if it wasn't for the buzz in that post, which is free, didn't cost you anything to drop that post. It took you 2 seconds of this right here.
Right.
You know, now all of a sudden, all those people know who you are. And it just so happens that one of them may go out and get miraculously, their score just pop up out of nowhere. They may just fall down and bump their head and their score just go up. But if they didn't know who you were, it wouldn't have mattered anyway, you know? And here's another thing. Kamikaze Christie, she's in over 5,000 groups. I'm in almost 4,000. You're in 300. You are a loan originator. You get to cover the entire state. States, probably. I mean, now, if I ain't mistaken, you cover Texas?
No, Florida.
Oh, Florida,
and Washington.
California, Washington. Corey Perez is in Washington. Yeah, that's who you can reach out to, too. Corey Perez is out there. And so if you're all driving these same vehicle, the same Facebook groups, and I've got people in California closing transactions. I got people in Florida closing transactions. I got myself in Florida closing transactions, well, our Southwest funding groups. Then what has to be the difference is the marketing. The marketing is how you're coming across out there and your engagement. You know, now that's I will say that. So the engagement is a big key. How you engage with people and setting those expectations. Hey, yeah, you don't have you don't have that 620 credit score right now. Oh, can you work on that? I got a credit repair person over here I'll get you to. You've got the repayment ability. You got the down payment. I ain't even focused on USDA. I 100% would be focused on FHA if it was me personally. FHA and conventional would be the way I go. But here's the key thing that you're missing is you're still thinking about you and what you're doing. Okay, I'm out there and I'm posting a little bit, and everybody I get, they got bad credit. That's not the mentality you got to have. The mentality you got to have is these people now know who you are. Now let's help some other people out. Go out there to another Facebook group and find a real estate agent to start helping you. And you guys start working in tandem, because if they don't go to you, they're going to go somebody else. No matter if they can qualify or not, the difference is they may come over here to Marty Human and I tell them exactly what they need to do. Especially if they tell me they got the money or they got if they've got 3 trade lines over 12 months old. So it's just kind of understanding that part, you know, and that is what leads to, and I promise you, I ain't just talking smack. I've got enough of these plaques here. I could build us a cabin, a glass cabin, a glass house. I put some serious numbers up back in the day, but it is really about how you come across each person and take it. Not everybody's the same. You can't lump everybody in one group. Not when you're on Facebook and my mom and dad's on there and they got 800 credit scores. I just had another loan come in and a contract come in with a 754 credit score out of the Facebook groups. So it ain't just credit. Credit's just a factor. The main thing to remember is obviously the support you get with them buzz and the nonstop training. You know, that's a big factor.
That is a big factor.
And so as far as that goes, how do you feel about that part of it in the Google Classrooms? How do you feel about those?
Because I've learned a lot through you, Marty, I've gotten more confident. When I first started doing the Facebook, at first I was kind of hesitant. It took me a while, I'll be honest. I bought into it last August. So it's been a year, right? And then I was hesitant because I'm not one to be out there, even like today, right? When you said we were going to do this, I'm like, okay. So then
you gotta change that mentality, which I know. I think you have.
It has changed my mentality. And even talking to people, like texting them. I guess my whole thing is when, I come back with the 620, you're right, and I don't get a response. And there's some people who have been really nice and, engage and, and I help them. I think maybe I don't know how to get them past where they don't answer past the 620, or I'll go back in and say, hey, maybe you didn't, maybe you missed my message, and stuff, or I've engaged with someone and all of a sudden they're ghosting me, right? They were interested, and then all of a sudden, I send them the
tire kickers, but that's okay because
yeah. So
think about it like this: we used to have to post when you look at the buzz, it says post 30 times a day, right? And that's only because that was before the looking for applicants post come around. We had some really great posts, but that post is just so amazing it's hard to post it 30 times a day. But I promise you, it's just a numbers game. It's a numbers game of how many people you got in your PBG so far, your personal branding group.
Not that many. I've been inviting, like when people respond on my other Facebook groups that I'm in, I'll invite them, but not.
So you got over 100?
No, 45.
45.
And I've been, yes, I know. So what do you do when you invite them and they don't do it? Do you go back in and say, hey?
You don't worry. Well, first of all, we will have a training session on what you named your group. I'll have to see what the name of it is. I think that it should be fine to name. You got homes for sale starting it out, right?
Yeah. California home buying with Gloria. No. Okay.
No.
So let's change it
No. See, there, Gloria, you can be a Buzz team member for 20 years. You can be a Buzz. I've only had the Buzz going since 2017 or 2018. I mean, so technically you couldn't be a Buzz team member longer than 2.5 years right now, right? It don't matter. You can be a Buzz team member for life, but if you never actually follow what I put down on paper and what I put down in videos, then you're not going to get the results.
I did.
No.
Okay, no. Then maybe, did you change it?
No, it's always a homes for sale group.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
Does yours say California homes for sale?
California home buying made easy with Gloria. No. Okay. Okay, so I could change it. So what? California?
That don't make me want to join that group.
Okay.
I want to see some houses. I know I can get approved. I want to see some houses for sale.
Okay. So I'll change them.
Gloria. All right. So here's what I want you to do today, Gloria.
Okay. Well, in
the middle of my podcast. In the middle of my podcast here, I'm going to give you some advice today. Oh, no. We're keeping all this in here. I want everybody to see the real deal Holyfield. I want you to go out there and post today, though, in 10 groups, and I don't want you to tweak that post. And I want you to send me 10 screenshots. Each time you post in a group, I want a screenshot message directly to me. You don't have to use your MLO messenger group that we created just for you. You can just message it directly to me. I want to see these 10 screenshots. Okay. And then what's going to happen is out of those 10 posts, there's going to be a few of them that blow up. And you're going to get back to the people really quick. You're going to message them directly. And then you're going to go back to that post and you're going to respond. Message sent. If you don't see it, message me and you will. Right?
I got that one.
Right. And then your message is going to be very direct, just like we talked about. Very direct to them. And then you're going to back that message up with a link to your PBG. You're going to back that message up with, hey, by the way, be sure to join my homes for sale group. And drop the link into them. And you should have your link saved into your text replacement. If you don't.
No, I do. But I got to change the name. To the group.
Yes. All right. So overall, we know that we got a little work to do, but you've been a Buzz team member now for a year or real close to it, somewhere in that area.
Well, there was a moment I was off for 6. I haven't really been into it until the last 2.5 months.
Right. Yeah. I remember there's something. Yeah. And we all have, trust me. And that's the good thing about the Buzz. You can pick it up and start it and then turn it back off. you can almost turn it on like a water faucet. When you get good at this, and like you said, there's a little bit of a learning curve, and where that learning curve comes in at is a lot of people are still geared that the only way to get covered up with people, with clients, with customers, is to have to pay for advertising. But once they realize that even though this is me, this is the buzz teaching you how to do it yourself, it's not that hard once you kind of grasp it, but it does take a little bit of time to join some groups, to get in there and get your feet wet, start learning how to message people, setting up your text replacement. But once you do this, you will not go back to paying for advertising because you'll be disappointed.
Right. No, you're right.
When you can see the
this
endless
has a
supply
better
of people.
response. The response that I've gotten is a lot better than buying a lead that you keep dialing and they don't pick up the phone. And it's so expensive. And even if you get a live feed, I mean, a live transfer, it's still, you know, there's no guarantee.
And you're competing because somebody else is getting that live transfer. Yeah, always.
Yes.
All right. Well, I appreciate it, Gloria. Thank you again for our my 30-second buzz podcast. Thank you. And
well, no, thank you too, Marty. I appreciate all your help. I love the feedback, and you've done a lot for me in building my business, and I really appreciate it. And I love that you always give constructive criticism, and hopefully I'm better at following it.
You're doing great. Just keep it up and don't give up, and find different ways. It ain't just about posting. You can find all those for sale by owners out there. There's a ton of them out there. People living in a house they want to buy. There's a ton of refinances out there. There's so many different ways for a loan originator, just like for a real estate agent with the referrals. And there's so many different ways for all of us to be able to pull clients out of these Facebook groups. All right. See you. You have a great day. Bye-bye.